Giants won out last night. The Blue Jays won 9-2 on 14 hits. They didn't hit a home run, but Jose Bautista, with his third straight RBI game of 3 or more, beat Renteria's Cubs for a second time. The Cubs trying to salvage the final game of this 3-game set tonight. Take a look at the lineup for Chicago. Chris Coughlin still in that leadoff spot. Javier Baez was on base 4 times in last night's game. The cleanup man is Jorge Soler. He is from right field. He didn't make his major league debut until August 27th, and he has really been good in his first 11 major league games. He has 3 home runs and 12 RBIs, and right behind him, the catcher, Wellington Castillo. His last 7 games, he's hit 400 with 4 extra base hits that we have seen. Castillo has a very good arm from behind the plate. They are set to take on Drew Hutchison for the first time.
Drew gets ready for his 29th start of the season. He's thrown 163 innings this year. That's the most in any of his professional seasons for Hutch. Last time out, he was good. 6 innings, 3 earned runs against the Boston Red Sox. Unfortunately, he got a no decision in that ball game, and this is his first career start versus the Chicago Cubs.
Drew Hutchison has been a different pitcher since that rough first inning in Chicago. Gave up 6 runs in that first inning and then threw down his glove and said that'll be enough, and he's had 3 straight quality starts.
After that inning, that first inning where it was really bad, he ended up pitching 7 innings in that ball game.
Pitched very well. He has been on a roll lately. Roof is closed at Rogers Center. Hutchison delivers a strike, and we are underway. Chris Coughlin 1 for 5 in last night's game. He is back in left field. There's a changeup, 2 good pitches, and Hutchison hit 0-2.
I think one of the reasons why that he has been pitching so much better lately, his slider has been better, and he's been starting to throw more changeups. That was one right there. Second one of the ball game. Second pitch, he dropped the changeup just to put that in the mind of those left-handed hitters.
0-2. There's another changeup bounced in the dirt. A couple of Floridians facing one another. Drew Hutchison from Lakeland, Florida. Chris Coughlin from Eastlake High School in Tarpon Springs, not far from Dunedin. He's a former #1 pick of the Marlins. Strike 3, good fastball. What a sequence of pitches for Hutchison. 1 down. Take a look at the defense in the outfield. Kevin Pillar is in left. Anthony goes in center, and Jose Bautista 9 assists in right field. Danny Valencia making his 22nd start at third. Reyes and Goins up the middle. Lind at first, and Deanna Navarro making his 91st start behind the plate.
A couple of real nice plays by Danny Valencia last night at third base, snatching the ball out of the air. Balls that were hit hard off of Mark Burley, and he will play third base, I believe, the rest of this month.
He's really fit in well to this ball club, and he has hit the ball a lot better than his numbers would suggest. Javier Baez takes a first pitch slider, and there's another slider. It misses. It's 1-1. Baez is the shortstop. Starlin Castro is the regular shortstop. He has sprained an ankle. He is starting to ride the stationary bike. He came out and played catch a little bit. He's getting closer to resuming baseball activities.
And he wants to finish the season. He doesn't want to finish the season and start a Castro on the disabled list. He wants to come out and play at least one more game. But Javier Baez, he's got a lot of talent, but really struggling right now with the bat.
Rough straights over his last 16 games, hitting under 200. Boy, he's got a big wild swing. He's going to have to tone that down, and the strikeouts are really going to mount.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to swing that hard to make good contact. He's got bat speed. So all you have to do is make sure you try and hit the baseball. You don't have to swing and fall off of your swing like that.
I thought George Brett had the greatest piece of advice as far as young hitters thinking about hitting home runs. He says you don't have to hit it far, you have to hit it hard. And you can hit it hard with a short stroke.
Yeah, the hard will take care of the home runs too.
Hutchison walks Baez, and that's tough to do. He does it with a slider. Drew Hutchison has really polished off his changeup and his slider, and they're becoming more important to him as he's pitching in his first full season.
So he is starting to use them a little bit more this season. You can see the fastball 66% of the time, and They're hitting 245 off of that. The slider, the batters are only hitting 212 off of that slider. He's starting to use it more. When he gets 2 strikes, he'll use that slider for a strikeout pitch, but it's becoming a lot better for him. He just has to stay on top of it and keep it going downward. Can't spin it up there.
Luis Valbuena moves into the 3rd spot tonight. He drives this ball toward right, and it's over Bautista's head. Slams up against the wall. Baez is headed for 3rd. They're waving him home. They got a shot. Now they stop him. They got him hung up at 3rd, and they get him. Great throw by Navarro. The Blue Jays executed the cutoff and relay to perfection. Another assist for Bautista.
Jose got to that ball quickly, and he got it to Ryan Goins. That's the only job of an outfielder like that on a ball that is over your head. Get to it as quickly as possible. Find that first man in the cutoff, and he does. Goins does the rest. I was watching Baez on that play, and he was running with his head down. He was thinking about scoring, and then he was stopped at the last minute by Jones, the 3rd base coach, and by then it was too late. Watch him run. He's got his head down. He's not picking up his coach. And there it is, and he's hung up. Good play by the Blue Jays.
Good play all around. Bautista started it. Goins with that shortstop arm. Navarro made a good throw to Valencia. Boy, oh boy, when you've got Goins at 2nd in that cutoff position, he can really go out and meet his outfielders because he has the arm strength to make the strong throw to the plate. Bautista with his 10th assist of the season. Boy, that's a shot in the arm for a pitcher.
Yeah, you think that a run is going to come in at worst, 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, but your defense bails you out. Get it to Goins, who gets rid of it quickly, and on a fly from the outfield to home plate. Heads up play by Navarro and Valencia.
Jorge Soler behind 1 and 2. Boy, I tell you what, defense can really give your pitcher confidence. That was an extra base hit all the way. It looked like the Cubs were going to be up 1-0, and they executed to perfection. Bounce toward 3rd and foul. Drew Hutchison gave up that double to Valbuena, and you could imagine he's thinking, okay, I'm down 1-0, and then he sees the runner cut down at 3rd, and now he's got 2 outs and a chance to get out of the 1st inning unscathed.
Chance to get out. Now he's going to pick up his teammates right here. After they picked him up, after giving up that double, he's always better, I think, when he is throwing that slider with conviction. Instead of trying to feel it out to the outside part of the plate, throw it out there. Right now, I think this guy is set up for a high fastball. He's throwing him a couple of breaking balls off the plate.
Fastball ripped into the seats. You were right. He was looking breaking ball and late on the fastball. All he could do was foul it off.
Would love to have seen that one up just a little bit. And if he swings at it, chances are he's not going to do anything with it. If he takes it, you stand him up just a little bit more in that batter's box. Then you can drop that breaking ball on him.
Valbuena at 2nd. A 1-2 count. There's that high fastball. You were right on the money, Pat. Navarro wanted that ball upstairs.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. Look, the first few pitches down and away, down and away. You got to change the eye level. You got to stand them up in that batter's box.
Now, fastball inside.
Yes.
Will really polish this at bat off.
Yeah, even if it's a ball, okay, if it's high and if it's up and in, even if it's a ball, then it opens up that outside part of the plate for the next pitch.
Breaking ball. There's the strikeout. What a bounce back inning for the Blue Jays. The defense makes a good play. Hutchison strikes out a pair. It's scoreless as we head to the bottom of the 1st. of late. They've really been swinging the bats well. They've scored 7 or more runs in 5 games in September. Jose Reyes in the leadoff spot. And Jose Bautista has been a very productive number 2 hitter since Melvin Cabrera has been out. 13-game hit streak. He's hit .333 over that stretch. 8 home runs. He has hit 8 of the 19 home runs the Blue Jays have hit during their 13-game run. Edwin Encarnacion in his last 5 games, he's really starting to show signs that his timing is getting back. He's got a double, a home run, and a couple of RBIs. This Blue Jays lineup right now swinging the bats well. They'll get their first look at Kyle Hendricks.
Especially the middle of the lineup for the Blue Jays. They've been especially hot. Kyle Hendricks will make his 11th career big league start tonight. He came over from Texas a couple of years ago for our buddy Ryan Dempster in that trade right at the trade deadline. He was the Cubs minor league pitcher of the year last season. Last time out, he beat Milwaukee, earned his 5th straight victory, a team season high. Doesn't throw very hard, but he throws lots of strikes.
Rick Renteria said last night's game was the worst game we played all night. They're hopeful of a tighter game defensively. Coughlin, Kalish, and Soler from left to right in the outfield. Now Bueno and Baez on the left side. Alcantara and Holt on the right side, and the catcher is Wellington Castillo. He can really handle himself behind the plate.
Third different center fielder for the Chicago Cubs. That's Ryan Kalish, the ex-Red Sox in center field. We see now Contra in the outfield. We also saw Matt Caesar.
Reyes takes the first pitch, strike. Hendricks is not a flamethrower. He is described as a pitcher, guy that works both sides of the plate. He commands the plate very effectively.
Not afraid to use his changeup. Doesn't blow the ball by you.
Bounced up the middle. Alcantara throws to first base, 1 down.
And right now, he has been one of their best pitchers. I think Jake Arrieta's pitched really well, but this guy is right there with them. 6-1 with a .202 earned run average this year with the Cubs.
They mentioned last year he was the minor league pitcher of the year. He combined to go 13-4 in 2 stops, AA and AAA. Just 24 years old. This is his 11th big league start. Jose Bautista, red hot, 13-game hit streak, 8 home runs and 19 RBIs. He's just 4 shy of a 100 RBI season.
He is seeing it, and he is coming up with a lot of big base hits. We talked about it in the opening during that 13-game hit streak. A hit by Jose Bautista has tied or put the Blue Jays on top 7 times in those 13 games.
This is popped up back behind home and over the screen.
So if you're leaning on a veteran and you want a guy to come up with a big base hit, this is the guy who's been doing it for the Jays.
Bautista has 10 of the last 20 RBIs over the last 3 games. Jake Arrieta shut down the Blue Jays effectively last night. Boy, the Blue Jay hitters were thrilled when he was out of the game. They managed just 2 runs on 7 hits against Arrieta.
Yeah, you got a lot of respect for that guy. You heard that around the batting cage today, that the hitters are talking about his slider and they're talking about his stuff, that he's a hoss and a handful.
Bautista thought it was off the plate. Now a full count. Edwin Encarnacion, he's starting to heat up. Is he getting over the impact of missing 33 games? Bautista pulls it foul outside of third. There's no question that these two complement each other. When Bautista has that protection behind him, he has gotten a few more pitches to hit, but he still has to hit them. Bautista is the quickest Blue Jay to 200 home runs in franchise history. Changeup missed. Another walk for Bautista. Edwin Encarnacion missed 33 games. He got hurt early in July as he pulled a quad muscle. In August, he was just trying to get his feet back on the ground, but things have come around for him in September.
Yeah, the average and the on-base plus the slugging, not very good in August. That was a month where he had to get his timing back. He didn't play many games in the minor leagues. He needed them. They needed him up here. He got up here, but in September, look at the numbers starting to become more like Edwin Encarnacion. You know what? He's driving the ball. Just missed a home run last night right off the top of the wall.
He waves at that pitch. He's out in front. Encarnacion for the season, 30 homers and 81 RBIs. Mind you, big numbers despite the fact he's missed those 33 games. How difficult is it for the veteran hitters like Bautista and Encarnacion to get acclimated to a pitcher they've not faced before?
Yeah, they can look at it and watch as much film as they want on this guy. He's made 10 big league starts, so there is film on him, but it's not the same as going into that batter's box and facing him and seeing what his fastball's doing.
Baez hits short, goes to second for one, back to first. Double play. 6-4-3 double play. That ends the first. We played an inning at Rogers Center. It's a scoreless game.
Blue Jays on Sportsnet. Brought to you by the all-new 2015 Honda Fit. Fit your lifestyle, fit your fun, fit whatever. And by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
There's a bit of rain going on here in Toronto. Sweep of the Cubs is what's on the menu for a lot of the fans. And the young lady there, she's got the appropriate item out. She got the little broom. Wellington Castillo. He's had a nice series. He had a 3-hit game last night. Thrown out a couple of base runners. He has shown a very strong arm.
Yeah, John Gibbons was talking about him to you and I, about how quick he is behind that plate and how he has been very accurate with his throwing behind the dish. He's also been swinging it, and he's been swinging early in the count. Very aggressive swinger, like a lot of these Cub hitters.
A bouncing ball, and it's a fair ball. Long throw in time. Danny Valencia throws out Castillo. Drew Hutchison has really settled in, and we'll remember early on, nobody could figure out why he was getting hit so hard here at Rogers Center, but it's a different story lately.
Starting to strike out people also, averaging about 10 strikeouts per 9 innings, and he's got the pitches down. And he's just 14 pitches per inning, which is really good where you want to be. And again, I think it's because of his slider. It's just been much more effective lately. In August and September, hitting just 146 against his slider. His chase percentage is up. That tells me that it's been much better. He got a little bit more depth to that slider, and his strikeout percentage is up.
Ryan Kalish, his first appearance in this series. Kalish originally drafted and signed with the Boston Red Sox. He has been plagued by injuries over the last several seasons. In fact, didn't play at all last year. He was a former football player. He was destined to play quarterback at the University of Virginia, but the Red Sox drafted him. And some of those football injuries have really crept up on him in his baseball career. He's had surgery on both of his shoulders. He's had neck surgery to address a bulging disc, but he's a pretty good looking player and just 26 years old.
Give him his chance. He'll do that. He'll take care of it. He was named the Red Sox minor league offensive player of the year in 2009, the year before he got to the big leagues.
Reyes with a nice grab, throws in a hurry on the money. Good play by Reyes, and the defense has been on their toes early on tonight. Put a star on that one.
Yeah, you can win a lot of ball games if you pitch it and you catch it. Keep runners off base, keep those innings down, keep the pitch count down. Jose goes to his right and then shows off that very strong throwing arm. Knows that he doesn't have time to set that right foot, plant it, and throw across the diamond. Throws on the run. Good play.
Arismendi Alcantara is the second baseman again tonight. He started this series in center. He's a switch hitter. He had a single in last night's game, shut out 0 for 3 in the opener. Or a good spot. Hutchison has been able to locate much better down than he was earlier in the season.
And to both sides of the plate, I think, which is a big part of what he can do. Down and then inside, outside. Move that ball around like that. Change it up on those hitters. Sliders a little bit better. Change up. I think once he gets that change up, that will be his third pitch where he can master. He can start using that a little bit more often to the lefties.
Fastball popped up, foul ground into the seats. You know, that's a great point, Pat, you mentioned. But when you have a young pitcher and he comes to the big leagues, you want him to first and foremost throw strikes. And then once he has that ability to throw strikes both sides of the plate, then you'll change speeds, mix in the changeup, then refine the breaking ball. And then when you can add two fastballs, a two-seamer and a four-seamer, then you've got a legitimate everyday starter.
I think a starter has to, at this level, command and control three pitches where he can throw, if he wants to be successful, where he can throw any of those pitches at any speed at any time of the count. When you do that, then you're pitching. Then you're getting guys out. Then you're Mark Burley.
Ripped into the seats.
I thought early on in this season for Hutch, everything was the same speed. His fastball was about the same speed as his fastball. His slider was about the same speed. He just didn't take enough of it off. Didn't throw enough changeup. Didn't have the separation that you need miles per hour wise.
Another foul back. Well, that's a good point. When you're in the minor leagues, and even go back to high school for Hutchison, you could always just reach back for a little extra and throw it by hitters. Well, you can't do that.
No.
You have to set them up. You have to go back and forth with pitches and in and out with location. There's another strikeout for Hutchison. He retires the side in order. 3 strikeouts through 2 innings for Drew Hutchison. Another good defensive play behind Hutch. Reyes hits short. Another strikeout for the young right-hander. He's got 3 so far.
Jays on Sportsnet, brought to you by the all-new 2015 Honda Fit. Fit your lifestyle, fit your fun, fit whatever.
We move to the bottom of the second inning. It's a scoreless ball game for the Blue Jays. Adam Lind will start things off in Navarro and Valencia. The Cubs have been very conservative utilizing the defensive shifts. They've got a bunch of young players, and they don't have a lot of experience against the Blue Jays. It's the first time they've been at Rogers Center since 2008. So they play Lind a slight pull on the infield, but the outfield is absolutely straight away.
They have to use their instincts, their baseball instincts now the last couple of days.
What a concept.
Use your instincts, tell me what you see, not what you've read.
Yeah, just watching, and you can learn a lot during batting practice. Rick Renteria is in his first season with the Cubs as the manager, longtime baseball minor leaguer and big league coach. That's chopped up the first baseline. Hendricks throws to first. Lind is retired. But when you watch batting practice, the hitters will tell you where they like to hit the ball. That's what they're going to do. It's a driving range, if you will. You warm up, you take a few swings, and when the hitters really turn it loose, they'll show you where they like the ball and where they hit it when they hit it well.
And if they hit it well, don't throw it there. Put your defense accordingly. You can watch for just a couple of games like the Cubs have against the Blue Jays, and they'll have an idea of where to play them. Right now, the Cubs are playing the same defense against Deanna Navarro as the one they just used against Adam Lind.
First pitch strike. Navarro had an RBI single in the 8th last night. There's that identical defense. Center fielder's just a little bit more to pull. That's Ryan Kalish out in center.
Just a little bit more, but the inner defense, especially the third baseman and the shortstop, same spot.
Changeup pulled foul.
And you'll see a lot of balls pulled on the ground, I think, against Hendricks. He uses his changeup. He uses a lot. He's not afraid to use it. He'll throw a lot of off-speed pitches, and he doesn't throw that hard. So you'll see batters pull the ball on the ground. They're just a little bit too anxious, a little bit too out in front.
Fastball missed outside. First two pitches were right on the corner. Kalish in center field behind Hendricks is just a little bit more to the pull now with 2 strikes, which is kind of interesting. There you see him behind the pitcher. Boy, Navarro has really hit the ball well here at Rogers Center all season long. Goes after that changeup, and he strikes out. 2 down.
Let's take a closer look at tonight's starter for the Chicago Cubs. This is Kyle Hendricks, and what he will use. He'll use the fastball, and then the pitch that he'll use the second most is that changeup, the one we just saw right there, and it's a good one. A slider and a curveball. Against that changeup, the league is hitting just 127 against him. The league average against the changeup is 235, so he is really below the league average.
Third baseman Danny Valencia takes a strike. Valencia 271 for the season. Combined numbers from Kansas City and the Jays. Now it's 0-2. Decent numbers since the trade. 9 extra base hits, 11 RBIs. I asked Danny how different he is now than when he first broke in with the Minnesota Twins. He said, I'd like to think I'm smarter. He said, I think I have a 2-strike approach. When I first came up, everything was hit the fastball, see how hard you can hit it. And now with 2 strikes, you got to change.
And right now, he's not hitting in very good luck. Hitting the ball right at the defense. But he's had good at-bats, I think. I think the hits will start falling if he just stays within himself and stays what he's doing. Another changeup he checked, and they appeal to Mike Estabrook. No swing.
Danny Valencia came up with Minnesota in 2010. He played in 85 games and finished third in the Rookie of the Year voting. Two-2 pitch. He stays alive. Neftali Feliz came up with Texas that year. He was first. He won the Rookie of the Year. Austin Jackson was second, and then Danny Valencia was third in the Rookie of the Year voting. Came up with a lot of promise. Hit some home runs in his first season. He hit 7 home runs in his 299 at-bats and drove in 40. Like he was destined for a long run in Minnesota. There's a good sinking fastball. A couple of strikeouts for Kyle Hendricks. The Blue Jays go down in order in the second. Cover every angle of the Toronto Blue Jays. Breaking news, photos, videos, and weekly chats. A one-stop shop for everything Blue Jays. Blue Jays Rundown only on sportsnet.ca. And the rundown headline tonight, the Blue Jays Stroman riding sinker to new heights. Good article talking about the addition of that two-seam fastball, how it has really expanded the horizons of Marcus Stroman. That led him to his 10th win of the season last time out.
Slider to new heights because he's keeping it low. He's getting a lot of ground ball outs with it.
Mike Holt goes after the first pitch as Hutchison throws that slider in there. Holt was 0 for 4. Hit a ball hard to the third baseman. It was caught by Danny Valencia last night. Holt just 1 for 7 in the series so far.
You can get him by pounding him up with the fastball, up in the strike zone, up and away or up and in like that. It's a good 0-2 pitch right there from Hutch. The numbers suggest that you can pound him up there.
Or you could throw the fastball on the corner. 4 strikeouts for Hutchison already. We mentioned the last 3 times through the rotation the starters have been terrific. Since August 24th, over the span of those 15 games, look at the ERAs. Marcus Stroman under 1.2. Dickey under 2. Hutch under 1.9. Burley under 2.6. And Jay Happ just over 4.7.
And they're averaging just at 7 innings every time. Each time, the last 15 games, each time that starter has gone out there, he has averaged 7 innings. And that means that they're pitching well, they're keeping him in the ball game, giving the Blue Jays a chance to win. And it's resting the bullpen. Everybody is getting the proper rest that you need down in that bullpen, so the bullpen has been pitching better.
Yeah, baseball is truly a team game, and everything has to work together. Your starters pitch late, they pitch 21 outs, the bullpen gets sufficient rest, they throw very well. The starters benefit from solid defense and timely hitting, and it's truly a team game.
It all works together. When that starter is doing what they have been doing lately, you are going to start winning a lot of games.
Drew Hutchison, 3 straight strikeouts. He now has 5 in the game.
This is the pitch, I think, that has become much better for Drew Hutchison, that slider. Look how he gets on top of that one and pulls it down, and watch the end result. Right underneath the bat of Logan Watkins for the strikeout. That's the kind of depth you want to get on your breaking ball.
Well, that was a good depiction of those fingers. They're just on the top of that baseball, and they can get that downward spin. 2 outs. You mentioned Drew Hutchison over his most recent stretch, 3 games. He was averaging under 15 pitches per inning. The leader in the American League for pitches per inning, Hisashi Wakuma, has thrown 13.8 pitches per inning. And then the list is a who's who of pitching in the American League. Felix Hernandez is second, Phil Hughes third, then Rick Porcello, Corey Kluber, David Price, Dallas Keuchel, Sonny Gray, and Mark Burley is ninth. Everybody that throws a lot of strikes and gets quick results. There's a high fly ball into shallow center. Anthony Gose is there. Another quick inning for Drew Hutchison. He's retired 7 straight. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd, looking for the first run of the game. Be that kind of Pat. And Pat brings you baseball wherever you are with live look-ins, replay reviews, scores, stats, and highlights. The app is available on the iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, Android, and BlackBerry. The at-bat is available for $9.99 for September and October. Visit BlueJays.com for more details. What a bargain. A chance to really catch up on things, and if you had your at-bat out early this afternoon, you'd know that the Baltimore Orioles aren't slowing down one bit. They hammered the Red Sox today at Fenway Park. The Blue Jays just have to keep focused on what they're doing. Can't really worry about anybody else. Just make sure you keep winning and things will take care of themselves.
I'd hate to see that team, the Baltimore Orioles, if they were healthy. No Manny Machado, no Matt Wieters, and didn't J.J. Hardy go back to get some x-rays on his back?
Yeah, he's not even in Boston. They beat Boston 10-6 today, pounded out 15 home runs. Kevin Pillar drives this ball to the left. Coghlan is back over his head, off the wall. Pillar is headed for second. Kevin Pillar had a 3-hit game last night, doubles in his first AB tonight.
Boy, he created some backspin on that ball, and that thing just took off against the left fielder, Chris Coghlan. He's been swinging the bat with authority. Goes down and gets that one, and watch how he goes back and it just takes off on him. Extra bases for Pillar. Good start in the third inning as he doubles over the head of the left fielder.
Why does that ball carry so well?
Well, he creates backspin with that good swing where he swings down, and through that ball he creates backspin on the baseball, and that helps it to rise out into the outfield.
Leadoff double, Ryan Goins, the second baseman. Goins squares to bunt and bunts right through it. 0-1. Goins hitting just over 200 for the season. He had a double to left field last night and then was out of the ball game in his third at bat. Colby Erasmus pinch hit for him in the seventh.
Take a shot right here. Take the bunt off. See if you can drive him in.
Pulls it to the first baseman, and Pilar got hung up. Mike Olt had him hung up, but Olt, playing just his fifth game at first base, was unsure of whether or not he should go for Pilar, but Kevin Pilar did the right thing. He didn't run into the out by just breaking initially.
Watch him stop. The first baseman was in, one hopper, he stops, and then when Olt turns his back to go over to first base to get the out, Kevin can move up. That's a tough read right there. You're at second base, the comebacker, and then the one hopper to the first baseman who's in.
Anthony Ghost bats, and the infield will play in. Boy, they are shallow too.
Watch him one more time. It's a one hopper to the first baseman. It's tough to read. Normally you see the ball to the right side of the infield, your first reaction is go. But he read that first baseman was in and then froze, but still moved up.
Look how shallow the infield is in. This is a team that doesn't play often on artificial turf. It's the first time this series that this Cub team has been on turf since 2008. They don't need to play that shallow because of the quickness of this surface.
Do they think that they're going to run the contact play right here?
Well, even if you thought that, you still have time to back up a bit.
Yep.
We have seen the Cubs struggle with the speed of the ground balls in this series.
Kevin Pilar is very aggressive down at third base with his lead.
Goes with a 2-2 count.
Got to cut his swing down right now. That swing's a little bit too long. Anytime you see that hat start to fall off, that means that swing is just a little bit too long. If you can cut that down, work the middle of the field right here, you get yourself an RBI.
He did that. Pilar goes back to tag. Coughlin's throw is short. The relay to the plate, not in time. Pilar drifted a little bit farther than he wanted to down the third base line, had to retreat in a hurry. Ghost picks up the sacrifice fly.
I think they were playing contact play, and as soon as he swung the bat, you could see Kevin Pilar take off, so he was way off the base. Watch it one more time. Good job by Ghost to get the ball to the outfield. Now he tags up, and the throw is offline, and that gives him just enough room to get into the plate with the first run.
1-0.
I'll tell you, I'll take that swing from Anthony Ghost just like that every time. Good things are going to happen. Here's the throw. It's cut off. The relay is up the line, and that allows Pilar to get in.
Reyes gets jammed and hits it to short. Baez on the run in time. The inning is over. But Kevin Pilar, with a couple of good base running moves here in the third, goes back to tag. The throw is offline. The head first slide. He's in. The Jays have a 1-0 lead. presented by Allstate. Sunday, September 28th, the Blue Jays will take on the Baltimore Orioles. Game time is 1:07 p.m. The first 20,000 fans will receive a Blue Jays warm winter hat. Call the Jays at 416-341-1234 or log online at BlueJays.com and get your tickets for the warm winter hat giveaway. It's all presented by Allstate. Hard to believe that you're going to need those hats pretty soon here in Toronto, and why not come out and get yourself one? Javier Baez with a big cut, fouls it back. Baez is just 21 years old. He has got some power, obviously, 7 home runs, 15 RBIs. But the batting average at 175. Well, you can see that big exaggerated leg kick, and his head's flying and just nearly impossible to track the baseball.
Yeah, a lot of moving parts in that swing and the head staying in there. He had a good spring, and there was talk that maybe he was going to make the Cubs out of spring training. But he didn't. Got sent back to the minor leagues for a little bit more seasoning. And I think there's no doubt that he's going to be a regular in the big leagues, and he's going to be a home run hitter in the big leagues.
He has 63 strikeouts in 35 games. He's going to have to cut that ratio down a bit. His on-base percentage coming into this game, .229. Now he's got to shorten up that swing. He's a strong young man. He's going to get even stronger. He's just 21, as we mentioned. Comes out of Bayamon, Puerto Rico. Actually went to high school in Jacksonville, Florida. He went around. Hunter Wendelstadt calls him for the swing. Strikeout number 64 for Baez.
Save during the plumbing, heating, and electrical expert sale. Only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Final game of this Cubs series, the last of the interleague play for 2014. Blue Jays will have an off day tomorrow before Tampa Bay comes to Rogers Center. 3-game weekend series. Tampa Bay in New York, they have a 4-1 lead over the Yankees in the bottom of the second. There's a ball driven to right. Bautista back, makes a running catch. Another good play by the defense. Valbuena has hit the ball hard twice against Hutchison. He doubled in the first and has one taken away here in the fourth.
Jose playing a little bit deeper this time than the first time when Valbuena hit the ball over his head. This time he backs up and he takes a good route to that ball, takes it out of the air. That is some defense right there. That's 3 plays for me that the defense has really helped Drew Hutchison.
I've got 5 stars on my sheet because I put 3 stars on that relay. I gave 1 to Bautista, 1 to Goins, and 1 to Navarro. 1 pitch and a pop-up. Bautista coming in, and he calls off the second baseman. Just 9 pitches thrown by Hutchison in the fourth. Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead. 200th career home run as a member of the Blue Jays, and that put him atop the Blue Jays home run per at-bat leaderboard. You look at the franchise history, Bautista is ahead of the great Carlos Delgado in at-bats per home run.
You start putting him and start mentioning him in the names of some of the greats now. I think you can for the Blue Jays in their history. He's done it in a shorter period of time. You could put him in there with Delgado and George Bell and Joe Carter, some of the other great sluggers that the Blue Jays have had over the years. And he's done it in a shorter amount of time also.
He hit his 200th home run in his 791st game. Delgado did that in 846 games, so he was the fastest by far to 200 home runs. The ball hit deep to center, but Kalish is there. Well, now let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Well, thank you, Jamie. And folks, remember, Jamie's going to be with us all night long, bringing us up to speed on everything that is going on in the pennant race. Jake Odorizzi is on the mound for Tampa Bay. He's allowed just one hit. That was a first-inning home run to Brian McCann. 4-1 Rays. High pop on the left side. Valbuena in foul ground. He is there and makes the catch. 2 quick outs here in the 4th.
I think Edwin would like that pitch back. It was a high pitch, something that we have seen him tomahawk in the past out of the ballpark. That time he popped it up.
You know, you talk about the Blue Jays and their great offense. They are 6-2 in September, and they've scored 7 or more runs in 5 of those 8 games. You go back to August, in which the Blue Jays won just 9 games. They scored 7 or more runs just twice in the 26 games.
This is that pitch right there. Wow, straight up in the air. And you can see him grimace just a little bit with the back. Been fighting that for a couple of days. And that's why he is DH. And that time it looked like it might have hurt him a little bit.
Adam Lynn with a 1-1 count. Now it's 1-2. Good fastball, and Kyle Hendricks has a good inning in the 4th. A strikeout ends the inning. We'll go to the 5th. The Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn. Game Center Live. Get live out-of-market regular season games on your phone, laptop, or tablet. Live stream over 1,000 games. It's Rogers NHL Game Center Live. Just around the corner, it's the NHL hockey season, and you might as well get up to speed by picking up the Game Center Live. Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead. Another good start for a Blue Jays starter. Drew Hutchison has 6 strikeouts through 4 innings. They are a free swinging bunch, that's for sure.
Yeah, they get into that batter's box, and the first fastball they see, if it's close, they're letting it go. They'll hit their share of home runs. Castillo's got 11. Balbueno's got 16.
So high fly ball to right. Should be an easy play for Bautista. It is 1 down. Last night it was a tight ball game until Jake Arrieta left the game in the 7th. He left the game. It was a 2-1 game, and the Blue Jays really beat up on the bullpen of the Cubs. Rick Renteria, a very low-keyed, calm guy, called it the worst game they've played all season long. He just said, we got to be better. We got to focus. We got to make the plays, and we can't throw it around. They committed a couple of errors in that game as well.
Yeah, that was what the main message was. We got to focus, and we've got to play these games out and try and win these ball games. I know I've got a young club, he said, and I know they're inexperienced, but we've got to have a little bit more attention to detail to help us win these games. I like the approach that we saw when we were in Houston, when Bo Porter was there as the manager. That's a young team, the Houston Astros, and he had them out there early. Every day that we were there, working on some kind of fundamental of baseball. That's attention to detail.
And then he got fired.
Yeah. I can't understand.
Yeah,
that.
Well, you know what? There's a conflict going on between old school and new school. And we saw Ron Washington step down in Texas, and Bo Porter, he was a little old school as well. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ryan Kalish was retired on a fine play by Jose Reyes in the 2nd. Reyes backhanded it deep at short. Another strikeout. Slider does the trick. 7 strikeouts now for Hutchison.
Well, when you are painting your fastball, you're putting it where you want to, you're going to have a lot of strikeouts, and that's what we're starting to see from Drew Hutchison. He's painting with the fastball, he's throwing it where he wants to, and then he's using his breaking ball when he needs to. He's mixing in a changeup here and there. There's another breaking ball over the bat of a left-hander, and then Baez swings at that one. I think it all comes off that fastball. It's been good, and now the slider has been getting a lot of the strikeouts.
That was a pretty good pitch that Hutchison didn't get the call on. 1 hit, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Arismendi Alcantara, he is the second baseman. Played the last 2 games in this series at second, started out in center field.
There's another fastball right where he wants it. Now as a hitter, you're going, okay, where's he going to go next? Is he going to go back to that fastball? Is he going to bend one of those breaking balls? Slider has been good over his last 6 starts.
Another 3 up, 3 down inning. 8 strikeouts now for Drew Hutchison. He's retired 13 straight Cubs. The Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead. Zone are guests of TD. Good night to be indoors under the covered roof here at Rogers Center. While over in the Jays Care Community Clubhouse are some very special guests from Ronald McDonald House. Great to have you here tonight, and we're glad you're on that big screen. If you look up, you'll see us. We need you, Melky. Please re-sign. They're the milkmen. We haven't seen them for a while. Melky Cabrera had surgery on his finger. He says that everything is supposed to be 100% by spring training. The question is, where will his spring training be?
I think the Blue Jays will do everything they can to try and sign him. But he's going to be a free agent. They'll offer him a qualifying offer. So if he signs elsewhere, they get a draft pick for him.
There you can see the splint on his finger. Yonder Navarro. Little flare base hit to start the 5th inning.
They still make those?
That's an old jersey.
He got that out of mothballs.
Yeah, they really. Still surprised the numbers are still sticking to that jersey. Long time ago. That kid's grandfather had to give him that shirt. Leadoff single for Deanna Navarro. Danny Valencia struck out his first time up. Hendricks got him with a sinking fastball. He threw it down and in, and Valencia swung right over the top of it. Danny Valencia was picked up in a deal with the Kansas City Royals. Eric Kratz and Liam Hendricks went to the Royals. Kansas City has lost 2 straight to the Tigers, and they are in a tie atop the AL Central. 5 games ahead of Cleveland.
Detroit has 1 more win and 1 more loss than Kansas City. So they are tied.
They are now underway in Detroit. Royals and Tigers. They had a rain delay there. Rick Porcello on the mound against James Shields. That paid to watch that one.
Yeah, a lot of ground balls. There should be in that game. Porcello, what is he at? 15 wins?
Yeah, he's had some season. Porcello, an inning and 2/3, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Shields has allowed 1 hit over his inning. Yeah, that'll be a good one. We got a good one going here. It's a 1-0 game, bottom of the 5th. Danny Valencia with a 2-2 count. Off-speed pitch, and he strikes out for a second time. That's 4 strikeouts for Hendricks. Well, we talk about the wild card, and last night with the Blue Jays winning, they leapfrogged over the Indians and the Yankees. They trail now the Mariners by 4 games for the top-notch spot. Athletics have a game and a half in hand over the Tigers. The Tigers have that second wild card berth. The Mariners will be here the final week of the season for 4 games.
So you got to get close before that happens. The Blue Jays, of all of those teams right there, the winning percentage of the teams remaining on their schedule, the Blue Jays have the toughest schedule to finish out this season. About a .520 winning percentage of the teams that the Blue Jays have left.
They have 6 left with the Orioles. 3 with Tampa Bay and 3 with Baltimore. 6 with Baltimore. That's what I said.
Yeah,
and then
4 with New York and then 4 with Seattle.
Kevin Pillar has scored the only run of this game. Kevin Pillar might not be the most talented guy, but he gives you every ounce of his talent every night. We saw him on the bases manufacture a run when he went from second to third on a ground out to the first baseman, and then tagged and scored on a line drive fly ball to left. Navarro got a running start, and I mean a running start. And now he's going to go to third. Yanner Navarro picks up his 3rd steal in 3 attempts. And you talk about a running start. Literally, that was a running start.
This started 2 pitches ago. He tried that running start, and the pitcher just won't throw over there. He has forgotten about the honor. Now watch him. He just walks off the bag and then times it and then takes off. He tried that a couple of pitches ago. Tried it, didn't throw over. Did it again, didn't throw over. Said, you know what, I'm not going to give it away. I'm going to go this time. And he gets all the way to third base.
He's 3 for 3. 3 steals in 3 attempts. Error on the catcher. Pilar fouls it into the glove of the catcher. For Castillo, that's his 5th error of the season, and the Blue Jays have another runner just 90 feet away.
Got to make him get that ball up right now. He's looking for a sinker to keep that ball in the infield.
Ground ball, the infield is in. They will look Navarro back, and Pilar grounds out. But now Ryan Goins will have to deliver with 2 outs. John Navarro is thinking, listen, I worked this hard to get over to third. Somebody better knock me in. Goins grounded out to the first baseman in the third. Off speed pitch. Kyle Hendricks has been impressive. He has changed speeds effectively. He can throw his secondary pitches over when he's behind, and he works both sides of the plate.
Look at those numbers in the minor leagues right there for him. 31 and 19 with a 269 earned run average. He works quick, throws a lot of strikes, quality pitches.
That's a foul ball. Hendricks went to Dartmouth and grew up in California in Mission Viejo, but had an idea he wanted to get his Ivy League education, and went to Dartmouth and pitched. I can remember another fine pitcher that pitched with the Washington Senators and eventually the Texas Rangers. Pete Groberg also came out of Dartmouth. Mike Remlinger, the left-hander, pitched a long time in the big leagues. He went to Dartmouth as well. Brad Osmus, the manager of the Tigers, went to Dartmouth, but he didn't play baseball there. He signed before he played baseball at Dartmouth.
You're not speaking my language. That's Ivy League stuff. Yeah. That's way out of my league.
Well, I went to Sacramento City College, so you know I didn't go in that league either. My son Casey went to Dartmouth. We went on a recruiting trip to Hanover. There's a fly ball to right. Soler coming in, and the Blue Jays are going to waste an opportunity to add to their lead 1-0. Blue Jays, and here comes the Home Hardware Cleanup Crew, brought to you by Natura, Home Hardware's exclusive line of safe, environmentally friendly cleaning products. angle of the Toronto Blue Jays. Follow Shi Davidi with in-depth analysis and expert opinion. Shi Davidi, MLB insider only on Sportsnet.ca. Shi Davidi working hard to bring you the latest on what's going on with the Blue Jays. And right now, that latest is the fact that Drew Hutchison is dealing. 5 innings of 1-hit shutout ball.
8 strikeouts tonight so far for Drew Hutchison. His career high was set this year. Canada Day, July the 1st versus Milwaukee. He had 10 strikeouts in that ball game. Did it in 7 innings.
He's well within reach of that as Mike Olt cuts on the first pitch. Boy, that ball hit Navarro pretty hard, and Hunter Wendelstedt, the home plate umpire, is looking after him. Not sure where it hit him. He's walking around as if it hit him in the knee. Mike Frostad, the assistant trainer, out. Take a look at this check swing.
Yeah.
Right on top of the knee.
They called it a ball. That's a strike. Should be 0-2.
Yeah, and you know what? That's what John Gibbons is asking Hunter Wendelstedt. Said, how in the world did he get hit by the knee if that wasn't a foul ball? That's reviewable, isn't it? Yeah, they changed it, I think.
Yeah, it's up on the scoreboard now, 0-2.
Down in Navarro, the way he's swinging the bat, he's going to have a bone sticking out before he leaves this game. He's not coming out of this game. Thanks for the attention, Frosty. Get back to the dugout.
And the home plate umpire will make sure that he's okay before they start the game again. I'll tell you, you take a beating back there behind the plate.
It should be 0-2. It is another strikeout. That's 9. Another 3 in a row for Hutchison. Second time he's done that tonight.
And that's where you want to pitch Mike Old. You want to pound him up. He'll swing at it. Not a lot you can do with it. 4-seam fastball, as you see those fingers across the horseshoe of the baseball. 4-seamer. You pound that thing up, and he picks up another strikeout.
You know what's really encouraging about this start and about Stroman's start on Monday night? The youngsters are finishing up strong.
Yeah.
They have maintained their stamina. The first time a full season in the big leagues, and to their credit, they have worked hard physically to stay strong.
Hey, it's hard, to go through 162 7-month schedule. I'm going to say 7 months because of spring training, but then 162 regular season games. If you're not used to it, I mean, it's tough. It will wear you down.
Well, the minor league seasons are over, so you got an extra month of the regular season in the big leagues. And for Stroman and Hutchison, this is the first time they've had to deal with that. Logan Watkins, a DH, hits it right to center. Gossa's there, 2 down.
Save during the plumbing, heating, and electrical expert sale. Only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
An overcast night in Toronto. The roof at Rogers Center is closed, and rain showers in the area.
You were talking about both Hutchison and Stroman getting stronger and maintaining their strength throughout the season. I think the Blue Jays have done a good job of, during off days, skipping guys and pushing them back and giving them that extra rest where you need in September so you stay strong. And I think they're going to do it again. There was some talk downstairs that Mark Burley is going to come back on Sunday and face Tampa Bay, and they're going to switch Stroman to Monday to give him an extra day and let Mark Burley pitch on his regular 5-day rotation.
What's the thinking behind that?
Well, it's the same thing. It gives Mark Burley, keeps him on his rotation, gives him an extra chance to get to those 200 innings, but it also gives Marcus Stroman an extra day of rest to push him back and give him that extra blow after his last start.
What about the matchup? Does that have an impact as well?
Yeah, the matchup also. Mark Burley has pitched well against Tampa Bay this year. The Baltimore Orioles have never seen Marcus Stroman.
So it's good in all aspects. Burley will start on his regular turn. He has 198 career wins. He is now 18 innings shy of that 200 innings plateau, something that means a lot to him and to the ball club.
So that was the talk of getting down around the batting cage this afternoon.
There's a ball driven to center. Anthony goes his back. It's over his glove and out of the ballpark. Chris Coghlan has an ground rule double that comes with 2 outs here in the 6th. That snaps a streak of 15 straight retired by Drew Hutchison.
3-1 fastball, so he's got to throw a room service pitch over the middle of the plate. 3-1 count. Fastball over the middle, and Anthony almost comes up with it, but it bounces out of the ballpark for extra bases. Last time they had a runner was back in the 1st inning.
15 straight retired before that 2-out double. Javier Baez has walked and struck out. He was cut down at the plate trying to score on the double by Valbuena. That has allowed the Blue Jays to enjoy a 1-0 lead as Bautista, Goins, Navarro, and Valencia combined to cut him down at third as he came around the base too far trying to score. Two. When Hutchison walked Baez in the 1st, that was just the 10th walk that Baez has been issued all season, mind you, in just 35 games. He won't chase that breaking ball as he laid off. 2-2.
He threw him a bunch of breaking balls last time up and struck him out, and then started him off with a couple of fastballs to get ahead.
This is the guy you want to end the inning. Valbuena on deck has hit the ball hard twice. He's a left-handed bat as well. Go after Baez. Steady diet of breaking balls, and Baez, this won't bite. Now, who gives in first? Does Baez make up his mind he's going to get a fastball, or does Hutchison stick with that slider?
I'm anxious to see right here. That would be 3 in a row. And if he learned anything, Hutch is not afraid to throw that breaking ball. 3-2.
Full count, 2 outs. Upstairs, he went with the fastball, and Hutchison has 10 strikeouts. That ties his career high. Second time he's done that this year. It'll be Anthony Ghost leading things off in the bottom of the 6th, and Jose Reyes and Jose Bautista. Blue Jays up 1-0. Messenger Bag Day is presented by Mr. Sub. Sunday, September 14th. The Blue Jays take on the Rays. It's a 107 start. First 20,000 fans receive a Blue Jays Messenger Bag. Call the Jays for tickets at 416-341-1234 or log online at BlueJays.com and get yourself one of these Blue Jays Messenger Bag. It's all presented by Mr. Sub. Anthony Gose takes a first pitch strike. Anthony, he's responsible for the only run of this game. He had a sac fly in the third inning. 1-0 ball game and a beauty. Only 4 hits in the game. Well, that's good changeup.
Boy, he moves that ball around, doesn't it? You say to yourself, how can he throw a changeup like that? And a hitter, surprise, raises his arms thinking that the ball's inside. He just has that way of getting it in there. Anthony's swing when he fell behind 0-2 last time up was a good one. He shortened it up and he got the ball to the outfield. There's another one.
Base hit for Gose, leading off the bottom of the 6th. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Season is winding down. The Cubs will wrap up their 3-game series tonight. Tampa Bay comes into town on Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday afternoons. Anthony Gose has 15 steals. Jose Reyes has grounded out twice so far in this game.
Anthony has the proper lead over there at first base. 1 foot on the carpet, 1 foot on the dirt. And if they throw over to first base, it's a step and a dime to the back end of that bag. He is getting back easy right now.
Reyes bunts it up to third baseline, but it's foul ball. Remember, Leandro Navarro had a stolen base in the 5th. He singled and literally got a running start at first. He stole second base and went to third on the air by the catcher. For Navarro, that's his 3rd steal of the season. In the history of the Blue Jays franchise, only Navarro and Ernie Witt have had more than 3 stolen bases in a season. I couldn't believe that I didn't have 3 in a season, but I guess that's the case.
Well, I know you have 1.
Twice I had 1.
Twice you have 1. So that's for the catchers in Blue Jays history. Okay.
So Ernie Witt had 5. That's the most by a Blue Jays catcher. And Leandro Navarro, he has 3. Navarro is perfect. He's 3 for 3. Reyes fouls it into the seats, out of play. It's 0-2. Kyle Hendricks has allowed 1 run on 3 hits. Drew Hutchison, no runs on 2 hits. Reyes, that's going to drop for a base hit. Gose read it perfectly. He's headed to third. They better get it in quickly. Here comes Gose. The throw to the plate is not in time. Anthony Gose steals a run here in the 6th.
And once again, the turf. The unfamiliarity of the turf by the Cub defenders works in the Blue Jays' favor. He was going to make it to third base. Soler, the outfielder, came hard charging in the outfield and then overruns the ball. The ball's not hit hard. You can see Gose. He read it perfectly. Watch the outfielder trying to catch that ball as it bounces for the second time, bounces away, and that allows Gose to come all the way from first base. Good read, good turn. He's picking up his coach. Look at that. He's not taking his eye off of his third base coach, and he scores easily.
Well, good job by Ghost running with his head up, and Luis Rivera taking advantage of the error by Soler. That's his first error. Comes in his 12th game, but Rivera kept his eye on the outfielder once that ball bounced away from him. He gave Anthony Ghost the go-ahead. 2-0 Jays. No RBI on the play. Bautista looking to extend his hit streak to 14 straight. Tried to check his swing, and according to Mike Estabrook, he went around. 0-2. Well, the Blue Jays have shown that they can win games without hitting the home run. Again, they manufactured a couple of runs tonight. Last night they pounded out 14 hits and 9 runs, and they didn't hit a homer. That snapped their streak of 12 straight games with a home run.
Home runs are nice, but you're not going to do it all the time. You have to be able to have good, positive at-bats. Move runners when you have to. Play, hit, and run when you have to. They've done a much better job of scoring that runner from third base with less than 2 outs. We've seen a boatload of sacrifice flies by the Blue Jays over the last 2 weeks. Good situational hitting.
I tell you what, there are not many hitters that can get a bat on that last pitch that Bautista fouled off. He was way out in front, and he just stayed with it and fouled it off. Gets himself another pitch. Over the course of those 12 games in which the Blue Jays homered, they hit 19 home runs. Bautista hit 8 of them.
Man, that's crazy. Those are crazy numbers that you talk about right there. When this team is hitting home runs like that, they're going to score a lot of runs.
Bautista hits it to right. Soler is there. Reyes tags at second. He will go to third. Well, speed is the old neutralizer. It can score you a lot of runs from different places. Anthony Ghost breaking on that little loop base hit.
And then kept running as Luis Rivera read that the outfielder bobbled the ball. And you can see Luis Rivera, third base coach, he comes down that line and then he says, let's go. Let's go. You, with your speed, you're going to be able to make it. And Reyes moves up on the throw. Yeah, you have speed like that. I'm telling you, you can manufacture a lot of runs.
Infield is drawn in. Believe me, this is not a comfortable situation for the Cubs infielders. Come on in. We're going to try to save a run here.
On the turf, where you're not used to it, Luis Valbuena, the third baseman, he doesn't want to come in.
Wow, he's more experienced. He knows he's got plenty of time if Encarnacion hits it sharply. One and one. Encarnacion is stretching out that back. That has been a problem for him. When he popped up in the 4th inning, he reached back to his back and kind of trying to loosen up that backside. It's been a concern over the last few days. Of course, he missed so much time with that quad pull. He doesn't want to give in to another injury.
No, and he wants to help his team win. Just his presence in the lineup means a lot for the Blue Jays.
Well, you make a great point about his presence in the lineup, even when he's not necessarily getting a lot of hits. But just having him in the lineup. Without Edwin over those 33 games, the Blue Jays went 16-17. They averaged 4.12 runs per game. When he was in the lineup, they had 137 home runs in 111 games. and averaged 4.5 runs a game. Just makes everybody better.
Yeah, he just, the guys in front of him, the guys behind him. That threat of a home run hitter right in the middle of your lineup.
Blue Jays have scored a run here in the bottom of the 6th. It's 2-0 Jays. Encarnacion reached for that pitch, and those are the types of swings that can really aggravate your back.
The ones you have to reach for.
Off balance, extending out to make contact with the pitch off the plate. Baltimore beat Boston this afternoon 10-6. Tampa Bay has a 4-3 lead. They're just in the top of the 4th. No score in Detroit. Full count. 1 out. Reyes is at third. Kyle Hendricks has allowed just 4 hits. Boy, he's hanging tough, isn't he?
Hanging in there off those breaking balls. He's become an excellent 2-strike breaking ball hitter. And if they throw him a breaking ball and they make a mistake, that's where EDWIN can do some damage. Hanging tough, breaking ball. Watch, he just throws his bat at it to try and keep the at-bat alive. And he is successful. Don't try that at home.
That's hard to do.
That's hard to do.
But he'll get another pitch in this at-bat.
The ball was a breaking ball away. He's fooled, and he just throws his bat at it. Not even in his hands as he fouls that ball off. Again, that is something that you just can't teach.
So we'll do it again. Reyes is at third. Another 3-2 pitch to Encarnacion. Sinking fastball. Boy, look at, they pitched him away and threw 1 pitch inside and gets him to strike out. It's 5 strikeouts for Hendricks, and it's a big one.
Well, I did not think Hendricks would go inside. Everything was away. He kept fouling the ball off. He was looking for the ball, and then that 10th pitch, that sinking fastball inside, the only one on the inner part of the plate.
Good job by Hendricks. Now Lynn trying to pick up Encarnacion. There are 2 outs. He taps this one up the first base line, and that'll dribble into foul ground. I have been impressed with Kyle Hendricks. He hasn't shown any panic. He just continues to make quality pitches. Blue Jays have a double and 3 singles off him.
Yeah, you get the feeling he is under control out there on the mound.
And if they had their regular first baseman, Anthony Rizzo, at first, Jays probably wouldn't have scored that run in the 3rd. Kevin Pillar moved from 2nd to 3rd on a ground ball to the first baseman. There's a base hit for Lind, and Reyes will jog home with the 2nd run of the inning. 3-0 Jays. Lind with the opposite field RBI single.
Oh, those 2-out base hits that score runs. I mean, they are golden. And Adam Lind is going to come up with a big one here. It's called plate coverage. When you get that ball down and away like that as a pitcher, you think you can go there to get an out against Adam Lind. It turns into an RBI single. Watch where this pitch is down and away, but he's got enough plate coverage. He just serves it into left field.
Well, that's the beauty of having all of your regulars back in the lineup. Lind was out about the same amount of time as Encarnacion, with Reyes at third base. After Bautista flied out to right, Encarnacion strikes out, and then Lind picks them both up with a single. Navarro takes a strike. Deanna is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got his eye set on a 300 batting average. Balls and a strike.
They have really made him work this inning. He has thrown a lot of pitches. Blue Jays have been patient. They have fouled off a couple of pitches, and that gives Drew Hutchison a little bit more time to catch his second win.
Now it's 3-1. Hutchison through 6 innings has thrown 79 pitches. Very economical outing for Hutch, and it's really interesting given the fact he's struck out 10. That'll reach the seats out of play up the bat of Navarro. Justin Grimm begins to loosen up for the Cubs. Danny Valencia has struck out twice so far tonight. He would bat if Navarro could keep the inning alive. And he will. He'll take ball 4. Second walk issued by Kyle Hendricks comes here in the 6th inning. Chris Bosio, the pitching coach, is making his way toward the mound. Give Justin Grimm a little more time to get loose in that bullpen. Also, it'll give Kyle Hendricks a chance to catch his breath here.
Yeah, he's thrown a lot of pitches this inning. They have really made him work. There's been an error. There has been 4 singles. Check that, 3 singles and a walk. Fly ball and a long at bat against EDWIN Encarnacion, a 10-pitch at bat. So he's thrown a lot of pitches this inning and run that pitch count up, and probably going to be his last inning now.
Same time, you'd like to be able to leave him out there and let him finish this inning with the possibility of his club scoring and maybe getting him off the hook.
I think they want him to finish this inning and probably leave him out there to try and finish it off.
Rick Renteria, in his first year as the Cubs manager, is 52 years old. He spent 6 seasons with the San Diego Padres working with Buddy Black. Five hits, 1 earned run, 3 runs overall. Danny Valencia's had a rough night at the plate. He struck out twice. A base hit right here, and that'll all evaporate.
How about an extra base hit right here? See if we can get a couple of RBIs. And a base hit might knock him out of the ball game too. He's missing his spots now.
Getting near the end of the line for sure. Valencia out in front. Kevin Pillar got the first hit off of Hendricks, a leadoff double in the 3rd. He came around to score on the sac fly by Ghost. The Blue Jays would get 1 hit in the next 2 innings, and then this has been a rough inning for Hendricks. Ghost singled and scored. Reyes singled and scored. Lind is at second. He had an RBI single, and Navarro walked. Now it's 3-1 to Valencia.
We've talked about they have made him work this inning. He's thrown 34 pitches in this inning alone.
High and deep to center. Kalish back. This ball is off the wall. Lind is in to score. Navarro will go to third, and Danny Valencia drives in a run with a double. His 13th double of the season.
There's that extra base hit that he was looking for right there. Pitch number 100 of the night from Kyle Hendricks, going to be his last pitch. It was up. Danny Valencia hit it off the center field wall for an RBI double.
So Lind comes around to score. Blue Jays have scored 3 here in their half of the 6th, and they have knocked out Kyle Hendricks. Justin Grimm into the game when we come back to face Kevin Pillar. Honda Fit. Fit your lifestyle. Fit your fun. Fit whatever.
If you were just watching, it's Danny Valencia who's going to get the drive of the game tonight on this elevated pitch. One more time from the starter tonight, Kyle Hendricks. He bangs it off the center field wall. It's going to score Adam Lind from first base and Deanna Navarro to third base, and Danny Valencia has got the drive of the game.
For Valencia, that is his 13th double of the season, RBI number 23. And he knocked Kyle Hendricks out of the ball game. Hendricks goes 5 2/3. He gives up 6 hits, walks a couple. The runners on base are his responsibility.
It's now up to Justin Grimm to try and slam the door for the Cubs right here. 66 games for Grimm, big right-hander. He's 4-2 with a 373 earned run average, a good late sinking four-seam fastball. He's got some cutting action on it. Curveball, slider. He was a starter in the minor leagues with Texas.
Kevin Pillar has doubled and grounded out. First pitch, strike, a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Strike 2.
97, that fastball is anywhere between 90 and 96. Told you he was a starter in the Texas organization. Started in 2011, 12, and 13 before he came to the Cubs, and they moved him into the bullpen.
He came in a mid-season trade 2013 in exchange for Matt Garza. Garza went to Texas for 4 players, including Grimm. upstairs. Grimm just turned 26 years old. And you can see he's got some nice size. He's 6'3". He has started throughout his tenure. Last year he worked in 10 games after the trade to Chicago. All out of the bullpen. Made 8 starts in AAA Iowa. Pilar chases that breaking ball. Grimm ends the inning. The Blue Jays strand a pair, but they score 3 in the bottom of the 6th. They take a 4-0 lead. Drew Hutchison allowed just 2 hits through 6. Contest is presented by Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Win 4 tickets to Blue Jays Fan Appreciation Weekend. Prize includes tickets, airfare, hotel, and the chance to throw out the first pitch at a Blue Jays game. Contest closes September 19th. Full rules at BlueJays.com. 19,411 in attendance tonight. And that young lady looks very, very comfortable, very satisfied with that ice cream cone. I don't think she has enough. Oh, come on, Dad.
Oh,
there's not that much left. That's my favorite part. And she was pretty neat, too. She didn't have any on her shirt or anything. Don't you just hate it when you get down to that cone and somebody else bites the top of it?
Takes it from you.
Luis Valbuena, he has hit the ball hard twice tonight. He doubled in the first and was retired on a nice running catch by Jose Bautista in the 4th. Valbuena is from Venezuela. Signed as a free agent with the Seattle Mariners. He spent a season in Seattle in 2008, then went to Cleveland for 3 seasons. Blue Jays actually picked him up in a purchase deal. Came to spring training with the Jays in 2011, and when he didn't make the Blue Jays, they put him on the waiver wire, and the Cubs claimed him.
Seems to have found a home in Chicago. He's had a pretty good year offensively.
14 home runs, 16 home runs. Short-changed him, 16 homers and 27 doubles.
Put a charge in a couple of balls tonight. He doubled to right field and then sent Jose back to the warning track in right field in his last at bat.
Full count. Drew Hutchison really having another outstanding start. 10 strikeouts tonight through 6 innings.
Valbuena and Castillo, the only batters not to strike out tonight against Drew Hutchison.
Jorge Soler on deck. There's a high fly ball. This is a much easier play for Bautista. He calls for it, moves underneath it, makes the catch. 1 out. Brett Cecil's starting to loosen up. He's kind of at a leisurely pace, no urgency whatsoever, as the Blue Jays have a 4-0 lead. Right fielder Jorge Soler has struck out and flied out. A very efficient outing for Drew Hutchison, and we had talked about the pitches per inning and how Hutchison has really cut that down second half of the season.
You do that, you're going to go a little bit longer in the games. Just what the starters have been doing over the last 2 weeks or so. Inning number 7, they've averaged about 7 innings per start.
There's a high fly ball deep to right. Bautista looks up. This ball is gone. Jorge Soler with his 4th home run. He has tremendous power, and you can see he can hit it out any part of the ballpark.
Yeah, he doesn't have to pull the ball to hit a home run. He can take you opposite field just as easy. Good leverage that time on his swing through the baseball. Didn't drop his back shoulder. It's an elevated fastball, and he just drove that ball. You watch him drive right through that baseball and take it out of here. Finish, good finish. And that one's not coming back.
That finish was very reminiscent of Vladimir Guerrero. The way the bat flew all the way around his back, and boy, that ball shot out of here. Interesting young man. Soler, just 22 years old. He's 6'4", weighs 215.
He fills up that batter's box, and watch the finish. Right through in the finish. Gets the hips into it. That takes a lot of, gives you a lot of bat speed. And I'll tell you, that last half inning for the Blue Jays was a long inning. They hit for a long time, and Drew has come out, Hutchison, he's not as sharp.
Yeah, and I think Pete Walker has picked up on that, and the pitching coach has made his way out to the mound. You know, you work quickly and efficiently through 6 innings, then you have to sit on the bench for 20 minutes or so. You have a tendency to tighten up a little bit, and I think that's what's concerning Pete Walker here. And it's just nothing you can really control.
Save during the plumbing, heating, and electrical expert sale. Only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Raining on the outside, perfect inside. The roof has been closed all night long here at Rogers Center. There's a base hit past Goins, and that's going to split the outfielders. Anthony goes over to cut it off, and he will. Now he drops it, and Castillo is headed all the way to third, and he's going to reach. Ghost got over, went into a slide to block the ball, got it, and then when he got up to throw it, he dropped it, and Castillo never stopped, so Ghost will pick up an error.
Gets it, and then in his haste to get the ball back in very quickly, drops it, and that allows Castillo to go all the way to third base as Anthony tries to gun him out, and will bring John Gibbons to the mound.
Well, that'll do it for Drew Hutchison. The long inning in the bottom of the 6th may have led to his exit here in the 7th. The Blue Jays send 8 men to the plate in their half of the 6th. Hutchison out with the lead. Hutchison sat on the Blue Jays bench for about 30 minutes as the Jays sent in 8 men to the plate in the bottom of the 6th, and he got the first man out here in the 7th, but gave up a home run and a double. He's out of the game. Turns things over to Brett Cecil.
Brett Cecil has come in, and he has been on a roll right now. That slider, that curveball have been working for him. He starts this game tied for 5th in the American League in holds with 21 of them, and 20 of his last 21 outings have been scoreless. That breaking ball has been dandy.
Junior Lake comes on as a pinch hitter. He's batting for Ryan Kalish, the center fielder. Lake is from San Pedro de Macorís in the Dominican Republic. He's got some power. 9 home runs for Lake.
And he will not get cheated up there.
Got 9 home runs and just 296 at bats.
Brett's got to be very careful with them. Last time that Cecil pitched, he threw an inning. He followed that R.A. Dickey start in Boston with an inning and a couple of strikeouts. And before that, probably his best outing of the season. That was down in Tampa when he came in that game and struck out the side.
1-1. Lake won't chase. Wellington Castillo hit a double to the opposite field in right center. Went to third on the air by Anthony Gose. First error of the season for Gose. Cecil's got tremendous confidence in that breaking ball.
Yeah, he's not afraid to throw it in fastball counts. Hitters will sit on that fastball and Brett will cross them up, throw that breaking ball.
Relievers have a terrific sense of responsibility when they inherit base runners. They're trying to save that run for the starter. Real good fastball, and Lake got a piece of it. Drew Hutchison gave up the 1-out home run to Soler, and that snapped a streak of 67 consecutive innings by Toronto starters without giving up a home run. They have really gone through the rotation 3 times and pitched very well. First home run allowed since Jay Happ gave up a home run to Brett Gardner August 31st. That's quite a stretch. Arismendi Alcantara is on deck. The second baseman, a switch hitter, preparing to bat right-handed. Full count to the pinch hitter, Junior Lake. And he'll take ball 4. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Chris Capuano was knocked out in the first inning by Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay just 3 for 10 with runners in scoring position tonight, and that has them trailing in the Bronx 5-4. They've out-hit the Yankees 7-5, but haven't been able to deliver when they've had runners on. Arismendi Alcantara is the batter, batting right-handed for the first time. He has struck out twice tonight.
Got a little bit better average from the right side than he does from the left side. Cecil's just heating him up right now. Needs a strikeout.
Aaron Sanchez threw 12 pitches in the 8th inning. He retired to side in order. He's cranking it up now. That was last night for Sanchez. When Sanchez retired the side in order in the 7th, it was just a 2-1 game. He came in the 8th. It was 4-2 Blue Jays. And there's that hook. Alcantara strikes out.
For the 3rd time tonight, 3 fastballs, and he put fastball in the mind of the young hitter and then threw him the breaking ball. Really gets on top of that ball and really drives it down. It's got great spin on it. Huge strikeout right there for Brett Cecil.
Mike Olt has home run power. He has hit 12 home runs. He's the 2nd in the National League in rookie home runs, second only to Travis d'Ormeau of the Mets, the former Blue Jay farmhand. Ball on a strike. We're in the top of the 7th. Jorge Soler hit an opposite field a home run to put the Cubs on the board. This is a fly ball, shallow left field. Pilar coming in. He makes the catch. The inning is over. Cecil comes in, walks a batter, strikes out a batter, and ends the inning. Drew Hutchison in line for the win. Hutchison goes 6 1/3. He gives up 4 hits. The only run came on a home run off the bat of Jorge Soler. He tied his career high with 10 strikeouts, and he did it all with just 93 pitches.
I thought it was a lock that he was going to set a new career high in strikeouts, but after that long bottom of the 6th inning, he came back out. He just didn't look as sharp as he did earlier in the ballgame, so he is out. Junior Lake is in. He stays in the ballgame to play center field.
Junior Lake came on as a pinch hitter. Takes over defensively in the center. It'll be Goins, Ghosts, and Reyes. 8-9-1 for the Jays in their half of the 7th. Blue Jays have a 4-1 lead trying to sweep the Cubs. Back up the middle. Baez behind second, and oh man, that looked like he was off the bag, and John Gibbons is quickly out of the Blue Jays dugout. Looked like the throw pulled Mike Holt off the first base bag.
First base coach Tim Leeper right away signaled to John Gibbons to come out that he felt like he was off the bag, and Gibby's not even going to wait for the replay. He wants them to take a look at this one.
It looked as though Mike Gold came off the bag as the throw was to the outfield side, and you can see he lost contact before he caught the baseball. So I think they will have a good look at this. This will give you a better angle. He appeared to lose contact with the bag by his throw to the outfield side of first base. Is he on the bag when he caught it? Boy, it didn't look like it there. Mike Estabrook made the call at first base. Hunter Wendell step.
Well, there's no question that he comes off of the bag. It just depends on when the ball was in the glove. When you determine when the ball is in the glove right here, if we could slow it down, he's engaged, it's in, he might be off the bag. One more time. Now that play right there looks like he's on the bag, so he might be out.
And that's what the result is, as the Blue Jays will lose the review. Goins is out 6-3 on the play. And with Anthony Gose batting with one out, Rick Renteria is back out of the Cubs dugout. He'll take the ball from Justin Grimm, who retires the two batters that he's faced tonight. New pitcher into the ball game will be Wesley Wright when we come back. One hit through 4 innings. Rick Porcello has been touched up for 2 runs on 6 hits. Neither pitcher has walked a batter. And it sounds like it's a difficult night at Comerica. New pitcher is Wesley Wright coming in to face Anthony Gose with 1 out here in the 7th. Gose has had a sac fly and he scored a run. He singled in the 6th and came in to score on the air by the right fielder, Jorge Soler.
Yeah, his speed and the threat of the speed got the Blue Jays a run that inning.
Blue Jays have a 4-1 lead, trying to sweep the 3-game series against the Cubs. Tampa Bay will be here Friday night. Tampa Bay trailing the Yankees 6-4 just in the bottom of the 5th in New York.
They jumped out to a big lead in that game, didn't they, Tampa Bay?
They did have an early lead, and they have been unable to take advantage of multiple base runners. Rose takes it downstairs. It's 2-2. Rose broke his bat. He'll need a new bat before he continues. 19,000 fans in attendance, and some of them have become very good fielders. And look at that young fan. A backhanded grab. He surprised himself. Look at it. I really caught it. Hey, that was me.
Everybody getting into it around him. That's a heck of a catch, young man.
He looks surprised. Anthony fights it off. How about that shot? He reached out, backhanded it, and then realized he had it in his glove.
I made all kind of plays like that when I was playing. Just throw my glove out there, and I was surprised it went in. I had the same reaction. What?
2-2. Went out. Another foul. Remember that old phrase we used to hear a lot? Look in the other hand, you'll find a gold watch. Guys used to be real good bench jockeys, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And somebody make a play like that on the field, and that's what they'd hear from the dugout.
Look what I found. Go play the lottery.
Yeah.
You're hot tonight.
Anthony goes is hot tonight. A perfect night, 2 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. A single off the left-hander.
And a very good two-strike approach. You can see he was trying to wait for something out over the plate. He was fouling off that fastball down the left field line and then got a breaking ball to his liking. He didn't overstride. He didn't overswing. He just took it right back through the middle, and he's aboard again.
Jose Reyes, the switch-hitting shortstop, singled his last time up. He'll bat right-handed for the first time tonight. Reyes, a .264 hitter this side of the plate, compared to .286 as a lefty. We've talked to Jose about this in the past, and he said initially when he first came up he was a much better right-handed hitter. That's his natural side. But because he faces so many more right-handed pitchers every day in the major leagues, he's become a better left-handed hitter than a right-handed hitter now. Another foul back. It's been a very well-pitched ball game by both sides. Drew Hutchison went 6 1/3 and may have been victimized by a long stint on the bench as the Blue Jays took 30 minutes to bat in the 6th. Hutchison was as good as he's been this year early in the ballgame.
Had that fastball working, a good slider. I like the idea where he was putting it where he wanted to. You could just tell that when he came back out, he just wasn't as sharp. He fell behind the first batter, 3-0.
Reyes with a base hit to right. Soler plays it on a hop, goes stops at second. Wesley Wright into the game and has given up 2 singles.
Brought in to face the left-hander, and then they switch Reyes around, and his night is going to be finished. Doesn't get a batter out. A couple of singles, and then back out to the mound. They've got 13 relievers in that bullpen, and they're going to see another one here.
Well, Bautista is the scheduled batter. Of course, he's right-handed, so Wesley Wright will hand off to the manager, Rick Renteria. Fujikawa will come into the game when we come back. Bautista getting updated from sightseeing. Follow him. Couple of runners on. Fujikawa coming back from Tommy John surgery. Had Tommy John surgery June 11th of 2013. He's pitched in 12 games this season. He is a veteran of the Japanese Pacific League. He actually, the Central League, he pitched for the Hanshin Tigers in Japan for 12 seasons.
Yeah, he's 34 years old. He's got a fastball that's a solid pitch for him, a curveball and a splitter that he will use as his out pitch. He also has a slurve, I guess you would call it, somewhere between a slider and a curveball. His job right now, with a couple of runners on board, you got to get out Jose Bautista and EDWIN Encarnacion. That's your job right now.
Kawasaki, of course, played in Japan, and there are two different leagues, the Central League and the Pacific League, and Kawasaki played in the Pacific League and Fujikawa played in the Central League. Just to make sure Ghost wasn't going to take on. Fujikawa was the closer for the Hanshin Tigers. His last season, 2012, he had 24 saves. Gets ahead of Bautista with a fastball.
He's got good command, good control. He'll have his share of strikeouts and won't walk batters.
Blue Jays trying to add to their lead. Bautista is hitless in 2 at-bats. He walked in the first. He is riding a 13-game hit streak. Needs a hit to extend that.
This is the difficulty, I think, in interleague play right here. You just don't have the history against these relievers. You might see them one time, and that's it. They're not going to stick around very long. They'll come back when your spot comes back around. You might face another arm. Blue Jays haven't seen the Cubs for a few years either.
Bautista lays off that pitch. It's 2 balls and a strike.
So you really have to do your homework when you're facing these teams like this. You don't have the history against them.
I think where Bautista really stands out in these situations is he's so patient and so determined to stick with one pitch. Like, he rarely chases. He makes up his mind on a pitch he wants to hit. He'll stick with it.
It could be the splitter in this instance, the off-speed pitch. It could be the fastball. And you're right, he's very disciplined at the plate. He has a plan. He has a plan when he's hitting.
Well, he's seeing the ball well out of Fujikawa's hand. Not even offering it those borderline pitches. 3-1 now. Bautista takes ball 4. That'll load the bases. Well, what a good at bat for Bautista.
Faced him, or looked like he had faced him for 10 years. Oh, he just laid off of all those pitches, and he moves the runners up, and he gives EDWIN Encarnacion to deliver a big hit.
Bautista now has 90 walks for the season. A couple more tonight. Encarnacion is 0 for 3. Bases loaded, 1 out. Encarnacion with 6 career grand slams.
Looked like he was going for number 7 right there. Big cut. EDWIN will do that early in the count. He'll swing hard early, try and deliver the knockout punch, and then as you get deeper into the at-bat, he'll shorten up his swing.
He had the benefit of standing on deck watching Fujikawa work to Bautista, so he's got a little bit more information.
Got a chance to see that splitter come out of his hand. What does it look like? Does it tumble towards home plate? How hard is it? Can you pick it up?
Wow, right over Fujikawa into center. Goses in to score. Reyes behind him. The throw is offline and into the Blue Jays dugout. Now they've got to place the runners, and they will place them at second and third. 2 runs come in, and Encarnacion hit a bullet right over the pitcher's head into center.
Chuck and duck. He threw it and had to duck. Line drive. See how he shortens up that swing later in the at-bat? He ducks, knocks his hat off, and it goes into center field. And then Junior Lake, I don't know where he's throwing this ball right here, because Reyes is going to score easily. He comes up firing. Now that's 2 bases, and it looked like Bautista was already at second base. So they just award him third. And
Encarnacion credited with 2 RBIs, and with first base open, they're going to put Lind on.
So the Blue Jays, just like last night, scoring a lot of runs late in the ball game.
Beating up on the bullpen. Wesley Wright, his line is done. Both of those runs come in to score. He gave up 2 singles and will be charged with 2 runs and didn't record an out. Encarnacion, RBIs number 82 and 83. Bautista is at third. EDWIN's at second.
And they got the right guy coming to the plate, a guy who is hot, making a bid to hit 300.
Navarro, 1 for 2 with a walk tonight. We got the bases loaded. hit to center field. Bautista's in to score. Encarnacion's going to score. Lynn goes to third, and Navarro continues to drive in runs. RBI 67 and 68 for the Blue Jays catcher.
Well, he's not waiting around. First fastball that he sees, bangs that one right back through the middle.
We mentioned the 2 RBIs. That's 68 for the season, and he is the leader of the pack in RBIs by catchers.
How about that? He passed Salvador Perez with this little hot streak that he has gone on with right now. Brian McCann, Yan Gomes, and Jason Castro round out the top 5. But Tiana Navarro, the catcher, with 68 RBIs. Every time he drives in a run, he sets a new personal high.
He leads American League catchers in that department. Steve Tollefson has taken over as the pinch runner for Lind at third base. It is 8-1 Blue Jays. Danny Valencia had an RBI double his last time up.
Last night for the Blue Jays, 3 runs in the 7th, 5 in the 8th to blow open that ball game. They won that one going away 9-2. Scored 3 runs late in the first game in the Cubs series to win that one 8-0. And doing the same thing here tonight.
Valencia with a big cut. It's a ball and a strike. Well, everybody in the National League raving about the Cubs and their young prospects, position players, but they're going to have to address the pitching issue. They traded away pitching. Jeff Samardzija and Jason Hamill went to Oakland. If I'm going to build a ball club and start from scratch, I'm putting together a defense first and foremost, and then put together a starting rotation, and then patch up the bullpen however you can and figure out a way to score runs.
Yeah, that is usually the fastest way to success, pitching and defense. You don't know what the Cubs have in their farm system pitching wise. We've heard for a couple of years of all the great young players, everyday players that they have. So it might take some time. It might take a free agent signing or maybe trading some of those young players to get an established big leaguer.
They have more position player prospects on the horizon. Albert Almora, Chris Bryant, Addison Russell to go along with Soler and Baez, and they're all 21, 22 years old.
Chris Bryant was just named the minor league player of the year.
And he has a special distinction having won that award. Here's the 3-1 to Valencia. There's a base hit over the shortstop into left field. Tollefson comes in to score. Danny Valencia with his second RBI of the night. A line drive single to left. Fujikawa is having a tough outing just like Wesley Wright.
Steve Tollefson scores the 5th run here, and there's still only 1 out.
Well, to go back and talk about Chris Bryant, he is the 2014 Minor League Player of the Year. He hit 43 home runs and had 78 extra base hits in the Cubs minor league system. And he was named last year as the College Player of the Year. He and Alex Gordon, the only 2 players in history to have back-to-back awards, the College Player of the Year followed by the Minor League Player of the Year in consecutive seasons. Kevin Pillar takes one down and away.
And that's all good and all that kind of stuff with the Cubs, but Blue Jay fans might be heartbroken after you tell them the next part of that story.
Chris Bryant was drafted out of University of San Diego, but the Blue Jays drafted Bryant out of high school in 2010 in the 18th round. So get on your computer and check out Chris Bryant's stats. He's 6'5", and hit 43 home runs and was named the minor league player of the year. And they're not even calling him up this year.
Yeah, he's not here right now.
And oh, by the way, he hit 325.
That was in AA and AAA this year, right?
In 138 games, he had nearly 500 at bats. Pilar takes a strike. It's now 1-2. The left-hander is Zach Roskup. The right-hander is Blake Parker. They have both pitched in this series. 1-2 to Pilar. Off speed pitch. He strikes out. That's the second out of the inning. The Blue Jays sent 8 men to the plate in the 6th. Ryan Goins started out this inning with a ground out to shortstop. Maybe the 10th man to bat this inning. Breaking ball for a strike. Ball and a strike to the Blue Jays second baseman. Brian has gone 0 for 3 tonight. His ground out to short was reviewed by instant replay, and they went back and looked at it, and call on the field was upheld.
Where it could have really been messy this inning. It was called safe. That would have been another base runner and probably another run.
Fujikawa is the third reliever to work. Kyle Hendricks was the starter. He went 5 2/3. He was charged with 4 runs on 6 hits through 100 pitches. Goins strikes out. The inning comes to an end, but the Blue Jays score 5 runs on 5 hits, and the fans have even had a good night tonight. This young fan makes a catch and surprises himself. I got a foul ball. Blue Jays in a laugher. leapfrogged over the Milwaukee Brewers, who held first place in the Central, and the Brewers have fallen off the pace. Cardinals are in first, Pirates are in second in the Central.
Yeah, they've fallen all the way out of the playoff race right now. But into this ball game, Aaron Loop will enter 4-3 with a .311 earned run average. 64 games for Aaron. After the Blue Jays scored those 5 runs, he will take over here in the 8th.
Danny Valencia moves from third base to first base. Munenori Kawasaki takes over at second base. Tollison, who pinch ran for Lind, is at third, and Ryan Goins moves from second to short. Reyes is out of the game. Matt Caesar batting for Logan Watkins. Breaking ball is inside. It's 1-1. Caesar started in center field last night and finished up the night with a couple of hits, 2 for 4 overall. Boy, that's that tough pitch. If you haven't seen Loop before, you just give up on that inside fastball.
Yeah, he can get it in there on those right-handers. Just dial it in there. He's also got a couple of pitches he can get those righties out with, a changeup or a hard breaking ball.
Caesar hits it hard to Goins. 1 down. Ryan Goins is a natural shortstop. That's what has allowed him to have that great arm strength, and we saw that on display in the first inning tonight as he teamed up with Jose Bautista and made a terrific cutoff and relay.
He'll take his ground balls at shortstop also. There's Bautista in right field. Just to stay sharp over there at shortstop.
Leadoff man is Chris Coghlan. Brandon Morrow begins to loosen up. Appears as though he might come out and pitch the ninth. Coghlan overmatched with that inside pitch. It's 0-2. Coghlan had a ground rule double in the 6th that came with 2 outs against Drew Hutchison.
That broke a string of consecutive outs by Drew, who was good tonight.
Hutchison had retired 15 straight up until that Coghlan double. Here he's called out. 2 down. Rogers customers can watch the Blue Jays on Sportsnet live on your smartphone. Visit RogersAnyPlaceTV.com/sports to get started. Now the Blue Jays are on the verge of sweeping away the Cubs, and they certainly needed to do that to keep their hopes alive. The Blue Jays came into this game 8 games over 500 at home. Javier Baez, the shortstop, has walked and struck out twice. Blue Jay pitching tonight has 12 strikeouts. Hutchison tied his career high with 10 in 6 1/3. Cecil got a strikeout and Loop has one. Now he's got a comeback one. Easy inning for Aaron Loop. 3 up, 3 down. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's all Blue Jays. They have a 9-1 lead. Now it's time for Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn. this. Roberto Alomar's Hall of Fame plaque from the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown will be on display for fans Sunday, September 14th. The Blue Jays will play the Tampa Bay Rays. The game starts at 1:07. Robbie will be taking photos with fans between 11:30 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. at the 200 level outfield. For tickets, call the Blue Jays at 416-341-1234 or log online at bluejays.com and make sure you get your tickets for Sunday, September 14th, and you get your picture taken with Roberto Alomar and his Hall of Fame plaque. New pitcher for the Cubs is Aroldis Vizcaino, making his second appearance of the season.
Vizcaino was originally with the Yankees organization. He's got a very good arm. He's also with the Braves, and the Braves sent Vizcaino to the Cubs in the Reed Johnson deal. He's got a good arm. His fastball has hit 98, and at times he's hit triple digits with that hard fastball. Good curveball and a changeup. Vizcaino now into the ball game. He's only had one game this year with the Cubs and a new catcher.
Rafael Lopez comes in with Vizcaino, so the battery is different here as the Blue Jays will bat in the 8th. Anthony Ghost will lead things off, and he's had a good night at the plate. He's had a sacrifice fly, a couple of singles. He's driven in a run and scored a pair. The Blue Jays continue to score runs in this month of September. This is the 6th time in 9 games they've scored 7 or more runs.
And today, let's see, they have not hit a home run. 11 hits, 9 runs. They haven't knocked one out of the ballpark.
Second game in a row they haven't homered, and they've scored a ton of runs. To give you an idea, they won 9 games in August and scored 7 or more runs in just 2 games. 2 of the 26 games they played in August. So the biggest surprise is that the Blue Jays went into a tailspin because they didn't hit. One and one count to Anthony Ghost. He's got the count in his favor now.
2-1 changeup right there. That had good fade. Now he can look for that fastball right here. Number 9 hitter. He doesn't want to walk him.
Three and one. The Blue Jays have really hammered on the Cubs in this series. They've outscored Chicago 26-2. Check that, 26-3. They scored 2 runs in the game last night, 9-2. Those fouls it out.
They really beat up the bullpen of the Cubbies the last couple of nights.
Kawasaki is on deck. He came into the game defensively. He will bat in the leadoff spot. Anthony Ghost will walk. He has been on base 3 times tonight. Leadoff walk here in the 8th. 5 walks taken by the Blue Jays. 1 intentional pass given to Lynn. And here is Kawasaki. He goes after the first pitch and hits it a mile high, but not deep in right. Soler makes the catch. 1 down. John Mayberry is going to get his first at bat as a Blue Jay here at Rogers Center. He had a double in the Boston series.
And he's been on this team just waiting to get a start, but they haven't faced any lefties. That has been the problem.
This is just his third at bat. He had the double in Boston and then scored a run on a sacrifice fly. He scored from second base.
Blue Jays just haven't seen any left-handed starters, so he can't start.
How about Dalton Pompey? You mentioned his heart's beating a little bit quicker. He hasn't had an at-bat yet. Pompey has come into the game 4 times as a pinch runner.
Don't hit a ground ball.
There's a base hit for Mayberry, and that could be extra bases. Ghost is headed for third. He'll stop there, and John Mayberry has a pinch hit double. Dalton Pompey will bat as a pinch hitter. He's from Mississauga.
EDWIN ENCARNACION. Number 45, Dalton Pompey.
Dalton Pompey with his first big league at bat, and a lot of family and friends in attendance wanting to capture that moment for sure. Pompey batting for Encarnacion. Mayberry hit for Bautista. Takes the first pitch, strike. Pompey has skyrocketed through the system, and as we mentioned, he is from Mississauga, went to John Fraser Secondary School in Mississauga, and this is a great moment for him.
How about the numbers he has put up this season in the minor league for the Blue Jays? Some power, some production, some speed, a good average, a good on-base percentage, and now a chance here in the big leagues to get his first hit and RBI.
Takes it downstairs. It's a ball and a strike. Pompey is just 21 years old. This season at Buffalo, played in 12 games, hit .358. He played for 3 teams this season: Dunedin, New Hampshire, and AAA Buffalo. And he combined to hit .317. Pulls the ball on the ground. He's going to get an RBI as Ghost comes in. Pompey picks up his first big league RBI.
That's exciting, isn't it? Love it. When the young kids get up here to the major leagues, especially a local kid, Gibby gets him in and he gets his first RBI.
Ghost scores for Pompey, and what a great moment. Steve Tallison pinch ran for Adam Lind. This is his first at bat. He scored in the 7th. John Mayberry had a pinch double. He is now at third. Oh, and 2. Ball in the dirt. Rafael Lopez, the catcher, came into this ball game in the 8th, taking over for Wellington Castillo. Blue Jays another big night offensively. 10 runs on 12 hits, and they haven't hit a homer. Collison stays alive. Bautista was on base twice tonight. but he finished up 0 for 2. His hit streak will end at 13 games, and it was an impressive hit streak.
Yeah, he didn't get any soft singles. I'll tell you what, he drove the ball out of the ballpark, drove in a lot of big runs, and he got a chance tomorrow to start a new one. Check that on Friday, off day tomorrow for the Blue Jays.
Bautista had 8 home runs and drove in 19 runs during his 13-game hit streak. Certainly had a large part to do with the Blue Jays going 9-4 over that stretch. Tonight, he had plenty of support. Outside, it's a full count.
Josh Tolley on deck as the Blue Jays are starting to empty the bench now. Hoping to get a shot to get an at-bat tonight.
Ground ball up the middle. Nice play, but the first baseman Oak couldn't scoop it out, so Tollison will be credited with an infield hit. Alcantara couldn't make the play. He ranged to his right, but couldn't make the throw. Mayberry comes in to score.
That was a heck of an effort by the second baseman. He just couldn't get enough on it. And Steve Tollison will get himself an RBI and a hit. John Mayberry comes around to score. It's now 11-1.
And Josh Tolley will bat for the catcher, Deoner Navarro. Tolley is the 5th man to come off the bench and play tonight. Deoner Navarro finished up with another good night at the plate, 2 for 3 with a walk. Drove in a pair in the 7th. Blue Jays have scored 10 runs in the last 3 innings. Similar to what they did last night against the Cubs bullpen.
8 in the last 2 innings last night. That'll give the earned run average a dent, won't it? For your bullpen.
Especially for these guys that don't have many innings. There's a strike, 2-1 to Tolley. Chris Bosio knows that he's got to be patient with this young pitching staff. There's going to be some growing pains. They will go to Pittsburgh after this game. Oh, he fouls it back. The Cubs will have tomorrow off and then pick things up on Friday against the Pirates.
A really hot team right now, the Pirates. They're making a bid to get into the playoffs.
Tolley strikes out. The inning comes to an end, but the Blue Jays score 2 more runs. Carlton Pompey has an RBI. He's got a big league at bat. Brandon Morrow will pitch tonight. this ball game. It'll be connected across 4 channels on one. How about a little more baseball? Ian Kennedy and Dan Herron are the starting pitchers. San Diego is in L.A. to take on the Dodgers. That's over on Sportsnet 1 if you want to check out some more baseball. Brandon Morrow into the ball game to try to wrap it up here in the 9th.
Morrow pitched in relief the other day in Boston on the 6th. He threw a good inning. He was back-to-back actually in that series in Boston. He's hitting 98 miles an hour on the radar gun. Just his 9th game this season. Blue Jays want to see Morrow pitch out of the bullpen. They want to see what they have right there. There's no question he's got an outstanding arm. Just want to know if he can fit in that bullpen. We'll find out here in the month of September.
Morrow started his career with the Mariners and worked out of the bullpen the first season, 2007. He appeared in 60 games, all in relief. John Mayberry takes over defensively in right. He pinch hit for Jose Bautista. He saw Josh Tolley behind the plate for Deanna Navarro. It's all Blue Jays tonight once again, 11-1. Last night the Jays won 9-2, and they shut out the Cubs behind Marcus Stroman in the opener on Monday night. Blue Jays have racked up the hits in this series. 39 hits in the 3 games for the Blue Jays. Luis Valbuena takes a first pitch upstairs from Morrow. Valbuena fouls it straight back, another 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, out of the bullpen. You got 1 inning. Give me everything you got right there. Morrow's got that great fastball. You know what else he has as a reliever? He's got a wipeout pitch. Pitch that he can use for strikeouts. That hard slider. That time he got under it.
Say that up and in. It's 2-1. Valbuena just one of 2. Well, 1 of 1 active. He's the only active Cub that has faced Morrow. He's 0 for 5. Another 98-mile-an-hour heater. Well, that's what's so interesting about Brandon Morrow. He has said in the past he wants to be a starter, but he's not been able to stay healthy to make the 32, 35 starts, most he's ever made, 30 starts in 2011.
Yeah, and as a reliever, you don't have to worry about trying to get your 21 outs, 24 outs in a ball game. Didn't he close when he was in Seattle?
He closed in the second year. He had 12 save opportunities in 2008 and had 10 saves, but he also made 5 starts that year. They were really in between as to how they wanted to utilize him, and it was just a tough situation for him. When he came to the Blue Jays, they really cleared his mind and said, "You're going to be a starter." Bruce Walton worked long and hard. He was the pitching coach at the time, and Morrow refined his delivery over the course of a couple seasons and became a very good starter, but durability and stamina had always been a concern. There's another hard hit ball. Mayberry can't make a play. It's past him all the way to the wall. Valbuena has been swinging the bat well all night long. A leadoff double for Valbuena. Now it's time for a preview of what's coming up next on Connected. Here's Ken Reed and Ivanka Osman. Well, it's unfortunate, but it's a situation that certainly has to be addressed. And the NFL now is being questioned on when they received all the information, so that's going to be an ongoing story. That and more are coming up on Connected right after this ball game. Jorge Soler hit an opposite field home run in the 7th.
There's that good wipeout pitch right there from Brandon. He can really eat up right-handers with that pitch.
0-2. Fastball on the corner. Well, in case you missed it tonight, in the bottom of the 8th, Dalton Pompey gets his first big league at bat with runners at second and third. He pulls it to first base. He'll get an RBI in his first major league at bat, becoming just the second Canadian to do that. And that's his mom, Valerie, who was capturing the moment. Valerie and Ken are here, and there's Ken. And you got to see, he's wiping a tear from his eyes, and why not? It's a proud father watching his son pick up his first major league at bat. Pompey, as we mentioned, becomes the second Canadian to record an RBI in his first big league at bat. Brett Laurie did that for the Blue Jays. And of course now it's a matter of spreading the news.
And what a great kid. I'll tell you, you get to carry on a conversation with him around the batting cage. Very intelligent, very smart, very baseball savvy.
And a humble young man, and he has really skyrocketed through the Blue Jays system. And this was his 5th season with the Jays. He signed and played as a 17-year-old in the Gulf Coast League.
Had some injuries early on in his career that slowed his progress a little bit. Healthy this season, and boy, did he turn it on.
Rafael Lopez, the catcher, batting for the first time tonight. He came into the game defensively in the bottom of the 8th. He gets a piece of it to stay alive. The Yankees have a 7-4 lead over Tampa Bay. They're in the bottom of the 8th in New York. Seattle and Houston just starting out on the West Coast. They're in the bottom of the 1st. Earlier today, Boston lost to Baltimore 10-6. Lopez strikes out, 2 strikeouts for Morrow after a leadoff double.
Painted the fastball on Soler, caught him looking, and then drops that breaking ball on Lopez. Blue Jays have racked up the strikeouts tonight. That's 14 of them now by the pitching staff.
Morrow with his second. Blue Jays are out away from sweeping the Cubs. Jays have won 3 of their last 4 series. They will have tomorrow off before welcoming in the Tampa Bay Rays. Kansas City leads the Tigers 2-0. They're in the bottom of the 7th in Detroit. Cleveland and Minnesota were postponed tonight. That'll work.
99 on the radar.
Junior Lake behind 0-2.
Just so free and easy, isn't it? Next thing you know, that ball is right on top of you. Doesn't look like he's throwing 98, but that ball is getting up there quickly.
The Blue Jays trying to move 9 games over 500 here at Rogers Center. Morrow strikes out the side. The Blue Jays sweep the Cubs. Dalton Pompey in front of his family gets his first big league RBI, and the Blue Jays had their hitting shoes on again tonight.
I thought it was a tale of two different games. Early on, it was a pitcher's duel between Drew Hutchison and Kyle Hendricks. It was 1-0 going into the last couple of innings, and then the offense took over, scored 10 runs in their last 3 at-bats, and it made a laugher for the Blue Jays as they win it going away.
11-1 as they sweep the Cubs in the 3-game series. A reminder, stay tuned, connected on 4 channels, more baseball on 1. Thanks for watching. We'll see you Friday night. Tampa Bay's in town.